Hi guys, hello there. I will wait just a couple minutes to make sure that I'm in the right group and see if anybody gets on. If nobody gets on, guess what? There is a replay. Let me know if you are watching live. Say hello. Tell me where you're watching from. If you're watching replay, comment replay so I can know that you're seeing it. I'll wait just about 2 minutes before I get going, just to give people time to find it. So let me know you're watching live. Say hello. If you're watching the replay, comment replay. And I'll get started in just a minute. 1 second. I want to make sure okay, I think it is. Okay. All right. Let me know you're watching live. Say hello. Comment replay if you're watching the replay. It is 5 p.m. Hi, Katie. It is 5 p.m. where I'm at here in California. And I'll wait just 1 more minute and I will introduce myself and we'll jump in. And then if you miss any part of it, you can watch the replay. So, how's it over there, Katie? How's your weather? How's everything? You're in North Carolina, right? Oh, girl, it's an honor to be here, for real. How is the weather and such over there? Over here, it's about 75 right now, which is nice. And it was cold for a while. Now it's starting to feel like summer again. I'm like, oh, I want the cold a little bit longer at least. The baby's asleep. Are the babies down? Your baby's so adorable. All right, well, let's go ahead and jump in. And like I said, if you wish you're getting more snow here. Oh gosh. Yeah, we went to the snow once and I was in the snow for like 2 days, Katie. And I was like, okay, time to go home. Because we went to like Big Bear where the mountains are. Your baby girl is asleep, baby boy is wide open. Yeah, because he has things to do, of course. All right, let's go ahead and jump right in. First of all, thank you, Katie, for inviting me to come and share with your group. It's such an honor. It's such a privilege to be here with an amazing group of just babes, just bosses. You guys are amazing. You guys have an amazing leader in Katie and Ray and Amber and Chloe and all of you guys. You guys are just amazing, and it's my honor to be here with you guys. For those of you who don't know me, I am Rihanna Franco. I am Superstar Director of Squad Goals in Whittier. I love to chat about leadership. Okay, sit tight, guys. Thank you. My internet keeps going in and out for some reason. I think they're doing some work on it, of course, today, right? But know that I'm here. It might pause a little bit, but it's not going to go out completely. It'll just say pause or something like that. Anyways, I'm here. I'm not going nowhere. Okay, so I love to talk about leadership because I truly believe one of my main things is one of the vibes that I have is empowering and encouraging and inspiring people to go after their dreams and go get it, right? And in this business, part of leadership is doing that, is being able to take the reins of your group, even when it feels bananas, right? I don't know how your groups are lately, but mine is kind of like a roller coaster because we're in uncertain times. So I watched Stacy and Tanisha's trainings because Katie let me in here a few days earlier. And I watched Stacy and Tanisha and I was like, gosh, what else is there left to say? They hit the nail on the head. They're such great speakers and they laid it all out there. And I was blessed to be able to watch them. And I hope you guys have watched them. If you haven't, go back and watch their lives because they really did a great job. So let's go ahead and jump right in. As a leader, I think it's very, very important to be able to lead with your head, your heart, and your hands. And that goes hand in hand with that saying, know the way, go the way, show the way, right? I feel like those 3 things, head, heart, and hands, and know the way, go the way, show the way, really nail down the foundation of a leader. And let's break that down before I get into my visual, because I'm a visual learner. But so head, being able to teach our people these things, right? The things that are in Sensi to learn, because there's so many, right? And I don't want to focus too much on this part because that's what the rest of my training is going to be about. But you can only teach what you know, right? I mean, you can't show somebody how to do something that you don't know how to do. So being able to physically show them is huge. But I'm gonna come back to that in a minute. I want to emphasize a little bit on the heart part. So head, heart, hands. The second part, heart. Everything that we do, and I think one of the speakers said it before, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I am beginning to lead more with empathy. It's crazy because Stacy said the same thing. Again, she's more of a straight up leader, like no sugar coating, no sprinkles on top. I'm an Enneagram 8. If you don't know about Enneagrams, you should really study. You'll learn a lot about who you are and what other people are around you. But that's not what this training is about. But I'm really like, just do it. Like, here it is. Like, just do it. And then when people don't do it, I'm like, why aren't you doing it? It's just plain and simple. Just do it. Well, throughout the process of me being a leader in Sensi, it's been almost 5 years. I joined August 1st of 2017. And before Sensi, I was a leader. You're a 3, Katie. You're a people pleaser. We're so opposite like that, but we connect in so many ways. I was a leader in our church and a young adults leader, but I led differently than I lead now. And I learned a lot here in Sensi, and I want to share that with you guys. Leading with empathy means being patient. It means being yourself, yes, but actually I looked up the definition of empathy. It's the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. Because for me, I'm just like, what's so hard about this? Just freaking do it. I don't understand, and I would say that, oh, well, they don't want it. And I didn't grasp the concept of maybe they don't understand how. Maybe they don't have that ability right now. Some people are not natural leaders. And that's one of my giftings. And I don't say that boastingly. I say that because I didn't understand that not everybody is a natural leader. And you might be on this page tonight and you might say, that's me. I'm not a natural leader. And guess what? That's okay. And I actually prefer to get raw leaders that have never been leaders or don't know how to be leaders, because I feel like they're more moldable. They're more open to learning new ways versus ones like me that are stubborn. No, I know how to do it. You know what I mean? So don't think that if you are not a natural leader, that you cannot grow into a leader. That is not true. So don't ever tell yourself that. You're not a natural leader, Katie. I would have never known. See, exactly my point. So I want to talk about the heart first before we jump into the rest, because it has a lot to do with us leading from a high level, from superstar, star, director, star consultant, superstar lead. Once you begin to lead, we have to understand, and we'll see that what I'm going to show you in a bit, that there's not one way of leading. You cannot lead 819 people. That's how much I have in my group. You cannot lead 819 people the same way emotionally, the same way. Like some of them I can be raw and like just straight to the point with, and they're like, that's how they learn. That's how I learn. But some need a little bit more gentle touch, and we cannot jump into leadership or remain in leadership and try to lead the same way with everybody. We don't have to change who we are. That's not who I'm saying. I'm still the raw, straightforward, maybe rough around the edges a little bit, but I've learned as a leader how to lead more than just people like me. And that's going to be important for to be able to keep our team, to keep our group, right? Leading with grace, leading with patience, showing a true, genuine interaction. Do we get frustrated sometimes? Like, oh God, why? And that's again, because it doesn't fit who we are, but that's how they are, right? Leading with grace and patience. When people ask us the same questions, or when they ask us, oh, well, how do I start? We always say, I'm one of these. Check your freaking workstation, right? I am guilty over and over of that. And there's nothing wrong with that, because look, we are independent consultants, and I'm going to go into that in a minute, but we are still leaders. We have to lead, right? Katie knows what I'm talking about. We have to still lead and direct and guide. And sometimes we get frustrated. Sometimes we get impatient, and we're like, oh God, why aren't they learning as fast? But then I took a step back, and I remember I used to text my sponsor, Carol. She passed away in May, my favorite person on the planet. I would text her all the time, and she would show me where it's at. And it took finally for her to pull back a little bit and say, you know what, here's where it is here. But she was loving, and she was gentle, and she was kind. And sometimes we can come across sharp, right? Sometimes we just want to say, see, yeah, and that's real. Because look, especially when you're straight up, and especially when you're self-taught or self-motivated or self-driven, you're like, dude, like, just jump on here and find it. Why are you asking me? Why are you waiting? You know, like, we can get irritated. But the biggest thing I would say is leading with grace and leading with patience. Because remember when you first started, remember when you logged onto that workstation, everything looked foreign. If they're 2 years in and they're still asking you about stuff, then, you know, but we're talking about just overall leadership. We don't have to pretend to be somebody we're not, but we do have to grow in this area, and we have to do better with loving and leading with love. And I say that even more now because, that's why I'm spending a little bit more time on this section, is because the time that we're in right now, you guys, I know Katie has access to this, but on the SSD page, there's a thread, and it's an open, safe space, and we're just having real conversation. And I've had other conversations with my customers and some family and some friends. We are in a very hard time right now. You know, people are suffering with depression. People are suffering with hopelessness. We're in a hard time. So this, Sensi, should be our safe space. Sensi should be somewhere that these people that may be experiencing all hell breaking loose in their world, where they could come and feel like they belong, and that it's safe to ask questions, and it's safe to make mistakes, and it's safe to be transparent without being judged in a perfect world, right? We can provide that as their leaders. We don't have to become anybody's counselors, therapists. I'm not saying that, but I am saying lead with love, lead with a gentle heart. We don't know what people are experiencing, especially, those that are really private, that don't talk about their lives. But I believe that when you lead, it should be done with a gentle hand. Why else shouldn't it? Oh, because they annoy us sometimes. It's real. My kids annoy me, but I still love them. I'm not going to mistreat them. I'm not going to block them. I'm not going to tell them off. You know what I mean? We're not a doormat. Never should we be. I want to be clear on that. But I think that we need to lead more with our heart. And I'm preaching to the choir right here. Okay? All right, so then hands. And this is what's going to lead us into the next part. Head, heart, and hands. So we have to be a student. And that goes into hands. We have to be able to show them what we're talking about, right? Let me say this. If you are telling your group or your team, recruit, and you're not recruiting, that has to do with integrity. And I'm not saying you don't have integrity. I'm saying that your teams or your groups are not going to trust what you're saying because you're not doing it yourself. If you have not added to your group and you're talking about, and you feel the need to talk about it with your group, I don't think you should stop talking about recruiting if you haven't recruited, but I do think you should be transparent in the fact that you are, oh man, I tried so hard last month. I didn't recruit anybody last month, but I'm coming for it this month. That way they know there's no perfection in this business. I love to recruit. It's my favorite thing to do. my goal is to recruit at least 2 to 4 people a month. When I'm struggling, I want them to see that, right? Yeah, Katie, me too, girlfriend. I want them to see that it's not so easy. This business is not all rainbows and butterflies. Is it an escape? Can it be therapeutic? Do we have a community? Absolutely. But I want them to know that we bump our heads just like you. I don't care what title you're at. Title means nothing in this business. We still work just as hard. Katie can vouch. We all start at 0, the beginning of the month, day 1, right? And I want them to see, I tried this and it didn't work, but maybe it'll work for you. I did this and I was so embarrassed and I failed at this, but you know what? I'm going to try again. I want them to see that, even if I'm struggling with that. And let me give you an example. I have been saying I want to grow my my club, right? My Scentsy club. I had about, I think 8 people, 9 people consistently. We had people drop off. I had 12 and then I think we were consistently at 8. I want. And then in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm not good at this. Like, oh, it's so annoying. I studied, I did it, and I'm still not good at it. Well, what I did is I made myself vulnerable, and that's going to come into part of what I'm going to talk about next. And I said, look, guys, my area of opportunity, we don't believe in weaknesses. We have areas of opportunity, right? Because anything you focus on will grow and can be turned into a strength. Anything. So I told my group, I said, I'm going to focus on club this month. I'm going to post every single day about club, and I'm not going to post just the flyers. I gave them real life examples of how I was going to start working my club promotions, right? This month, you guys, I started this month on the 1st. I got 4 new club orders. I haven't got 4 new club orders, like they're random. And I screenshot it every time. I said, look, guys, it's working. Look, guys. So they can see, oh, she struggled with this and she's getting better now. Now, look, things work, right? If you focus on it, it will grow. So always, always, always showing them what we're doing is huge. So I'm a visual learner, like I mentioned earlier. And I'm going to show you this. I don't know why I didn't empty it. I make things harder on myself, but it is what it is. It's a toolbox, right? It's a very heavy toolbox. This is a toolbox, right? How's your toolbox looking right now as a leader? As a leader, we need to remain a student always and forever. And we need to add tools to our toolbox. So let's just say a leader title is the toolbox. Okay, I got my toolbox. Okay, I'm a leader. Your toolbox is empty, maybe. Your toolbox has a couple things in it, but you're not sure. When you get a toolbox, the point of your toolbox is to add tools to it, right? You're not going to get a toolbox just to stay empty, right? What do you need a toolbox for? Same thing for a leader. Who needs a leader that's not going to lead? Who needs a leader that is not going to actually show people how to function in the business? What do they need a leader for? What do they need to follow anybody for if that person is not going to lead? By the way, you're not a leader if nobody's following you. And let me separate this line. Just because they don't respond or ignore us doesn't mean that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you are leading, I'm a leader. I hate that when people say that, by the way, but I'm a leader. And then you turn around and nobody's following you. Who are you leading? Right? All right, so let's dig in. I'm trying to think how to bring it out. Before we jump into this part, I want to say we are independent consultants, right? We still have to teach. We still have to lead. We still have to take up our role. Is it our job if they take it? I mean, if they use the tools that we're supplying? No, it's not. We just do our job, right? So what if somebody said, I'm getting hot. What if somebody says, oh, can you show me about fundraising And you're like, oh God, I've never done a fundraiser before. Oh, let me just tag you in this video on YouTube. Okay. And the good thing about our business is there's so many different trainings that we can tag people in, right? We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We don't have to do everything. But guess what? It builds a trust. It builds integrity. It builds an authoritative type of stand as a leader. And people trust that. Oh, she knows what she's talking about. Does she know everything? No, she doesn't. But when I ask her, she wants to dig in and learn with me. If somebody says, do you do a fundraiser? Do you know how to do a fundraiser? I've never done one before. No, I don't. Okay. Then what? Either your person is going to develop the habit of saying, oh, well, I guess I don't know how. I guess I'm just not going to do it. Or if you have a different type of response and say, you know what, I've never done a fundraiser, but let's learn together, right? Or you can say, you know what, I've never done a fundraiser, but I'm going to dig into some training on it, and I'm going to put something together for our group, and I'm going to do it on our group page, or I'm going to do it on Zoom, or I'm going to do it in a get-together, right? When you have your toolbox, let me move my notes. When you have your toolbox, right, don't you want to be able to open it, and when people ask for stuff, oh yeah, I can help you, I have that tool, right? Oh, you want to know how to build your VIP group? Let me show you. And these are just, they're nails, they're tools, they're different things. But what if your toolbox is empty? Because you just don't know how to do it. Because you've accepted that as the norm, as the standard. Right now, where we are at, you guys, there is no excuse for I don't know how. Everything is at our fingertips. We can go on YouTube. We can go on your group page. We can go on Workstation. There's so much training for us out there, but guess what it comes down to? The will and the desire of you wanting to build your toolbox as a leader. So what if somebody says, you know what about fundraisers? You know what? We can go on Workstation and learn together, put something together, or do it, or you can tag them in a training. Fine. What about compassion? What if you have a leader that's so hard driven that she only has a hammer, right? This chick only has a hammer. That's how she leads, with a hammer. So everything looks like a nail to her. So she's just going to hammer away. Sometimes it didn't need a hammer. Sometimes it needed to be screwed in. I hope you're catching my vibe, what I'm saying. You can have leaders that are causing damage by trying to put everybody in a box and teach them the same way, right? She's only got a hammer. Your leaders only have a hammer. Maybe this is you. This was me when I first started leading in Sensi. You have that person and they're hammering the screw, not a nail, and they end up damaging, right? What about if you had that tool in your toolbox to be able to say, you know what, Valerie, I'm just throwing a name out. I hope it's not you, anybody, but you know what, Valerie, can I be transparent with you? I really want to work on some compassion skills with you. How are you going to teach them compassion if you don't know anything about compassion? Listen to podcasts. Give them podcasts to listen to. Is it our job to teach people how to be decent human beings? No. But guess what? If they're in your division, if they're in your group and they are leading these people, you want your group to reflect the type of community that you believe in. If people are getting offended left and right, which is a choice, by the way, if they are getting offended or if they're not understanding, there's something that needs to be adjusted. We can't just keep letting it happen. So that's when we love on our team and or our leaders and say, you know what? Let me love on you. Let's talk about compassion, right? Or how about somebody needs help with VIPs, right? And you're like, girl, I got you, because you know about it, because you learned about it. Let me pull it out of my toolbox. Ding, right? Teach them about VIPs. Let them be a fly on the wall in your VIP group and then get them out. I don't have a problem with it, but I don't let my teamies stay in my VIP group very long. I just let them peek and then go out. Let them see you in action. Show them what you're doing. How are you going to show them if you've never done, I don't do VIP group. I tried it and it doesn't work. Okay, do it till it works. If that's what you want to do, right? If you don't want to do a VIP group, have a some type of resource for them to go watch. I have a YouTube page where I upload all of my trainings on these basic things, where I say, you know what, I'm not going to talk about this over and over, but I am going to send you my YouTube link and you can watch the training I did on that. How about visions and dreaming and goals? Oh, I really want to do this. I just don't know how to get started. Okay. What are you going to tell them? Well, good luck. I hope you make it. I hope you're good. No, lead them into their dreams. Lead them into their goals. Show them how to make a vision board. Do it as a group. Do it live if you guys can't get together. Do a Zoom and tell them all the stuff to get together. Hey, we're going to make a vision board next week. We are going to put things together and we're going to make a vision board. Get magazines, print out stuff, get things that remind, and we're going to do it together. Put some music on, get some whatever, Dollar Tree. You don't have to spend a lot on this, whatever. Talk about it with them. Lead them. Are we hand-holding? No, we're not hand-holding, but we're leading. Leading and hand-holding, there's a difference. Oh, I'm not going to hand-hold everybody. I used to say that all the time. And I don't believe in coddling. I don't believe in silver spooning. I don't believe in hand-holding like that, but I do believe that we have to give them the training they need. And in this hyper growth, you guys, that we just had, we've had people just thrown in, and boom, into leadership, don't even know what the heck has happened, and a whirlwind is around them. And I believe they missed a lot of the foundational trainings that we do because there was just too much going on and they didn't know which way to turn, right? Canva. What if somebody says, I don't know how to do Canva? There's tutorials on YouTube. Watch it. I wasn't great at Canva until recently, and I sat myself down. I watched Canva. I took notes, and then I did a live training on Zoom, and I showed basic training on Canva. I added to my box. I added a tool to my toolbox. I'm an asset. My leadership is valuable. If you're being a leader to somebody is not valuable, like they don't need you, they find no value in your leadership, then how are you leading? How about delegating and empowering, right? Sometimes our leaders carry so much that they don't have to carry because they don't know how to delegate. Do you know how to delegate? Do you know how to say, you know what, let your persons do that? Let them do the team group. Let them run here. Let them do that. If not, guess what? Your entire line is going to be just like you. Work, and then burn out. We have to learn how to teach them to rest. But how if you don't do it? And how if you don't know how? Right? How about MailChimp? MailChimp, it killed me. MailChimp was like, I wanted to use it so bad, but it's one of the hardest email systems that I had to learn. But guess what? I heard my team, oh, I've heard about MailChimp, do you know? Oh, no. That was me. I'm not touching, I'm not training it. You guys go learn. And that's fine. We don't have to teach them everything in the book. But if it's going to be a tool and my teamies are asking about it and you know it's an effective tool, I love MailChimp, then why not learn about it? Why not learn and be an asset to your team and teach them so they can learn and be effective and then teach them? You know what I mean? It kind of trickles down. How about systems? Do you have systems in place? If you don't have systems in place, how can you expect your teams to have systems in place? I didn't have a system in place when I started. When I became director, I was a big mess. I didn't know what the hell's going on. But I put a system in place, and now I protect my leadership from going into leadership without systems, because it's very hard once you're already in there to kind of group it back together. It's possible, but it's hard. Teach them now. Teach them as soon as they hit lead. Say, Katie, yes, girl. Right? Me too. Okay, Courtney, I love it. It's my passion. You're also a know-it-all, so you want to... I don't like not knowing either. I'm with you on that. How about team building and team culture? Do they know how to start their page? Do they know how to create a culture? Do they know how to ride the roller coaster waves of unengagement and no interaction and those type? Do they know how to do it without giving up? Do a coaching on it. Hey guys, I go through this too. This is what I do, right? How about self-awareness? Working on being a better person. Like I said, we're not trying to be their counselors, but we are trying to be an asset and making people the best versions of themselves, because Scentsy is more than selling. Scentsy is more than attending events and all that. No, we're like a life improvement kind of type of vibe. How about reports? Did you guys know that you can go on to Workstation and type in reports in the search tab, and it's going to bring down every single type of reports that we can run, and it breaks it down for you. Did you know that you can go into the to Workstation and you could type in the search bar FAQ, and you can do a training, 5-10 minute training on your group, on your Zoom, via text, however you want to do it, on those FAQs. And they break it down from, let me see what it has here. I opened it up because I was like, what do they have in there exactly? So if I type in FAQ in the Workstation search bar, it's going to come up business entities, fragrance flowers, Scentsy laundry, Scentsy oils, director consistency, customer retention, customer sales, shipping, Scentsy clean. We can do quick trainings that are going to give our people tools for their toolbox. Why wouldn't we? The more trained they are, the more equipped they are, the more they are going to become those independent consultants that we throw out. Oh, we're independent consultants. Figure it out, girlfriend. Okay, fine. But are you doing your part to make sure that the foundation of independent consultant is a real thing? We can't always use independent consultant as a cop-out. And I do it. I do it. Thank you, Ray Ray. I love that. Nurses don't just become nurses. They're trained. When it comes time for nurse to be nurse, guess what? They are trained so well that they're nurse now, right? Yes, exactly, Katie. Pave the way. We're not throwing them into a jungle. We're not throwing them into a wild field with growings up to their neck and say, figure it out, right? Do they know how to conflict resolution? How would they know that unless they have to go through it themselves? Okay, fine. But why not give them some tools in case something happens, right? Go through orientation, Ray Ray. And I love that. I'm going to be doing a conflict resolution with some of my leaders in February and learning how to deal with different types of personalities. And I'm going to talk about some incidents, some real life incidents that I have encountered as a leader here in Scentsy. Am I going to throw names? No. Am I going to harp on it and dwell on it? No, it's not going to be a negative thing. It's going to be a positive thing, and how to approach things professionally and not take things personally. Building customer base, all the stuff. Give them the tools, guys. We're building something. And it's kind of weird that this kind of vibe came to me, because that's our world tour thing, right? By the way, if you're not going to world tour and you're not registered for world tour and you are a leader, girlfriend, your people are going to copy what you do. Oh, she doesn't think it's important to go to world tour. I understand it's virtual now, thank God, like for those that couldn't, right? There's 105% no reason why you should not be registered for world tour. It's virtual now. 100% virtual. Yes, your directors, your star directors, your superstar director may be having in-person things. You don't have to go to that. Okay, maybe your schedule doesn't allow it. You have kids, you have family, you have work. Fine. But if you are not registered, this is just like icing on the cake. It's not even in my notes. But if you are not registered for World Tour and it's virtual and you're a leader, guess what? Don't expect your team to go. Don't expect your team to register. You don't find it important. Maybe you don't have the $53. 53, 57. Okay. Guess what? I know for a fact you should have conversations with your leaders. Have conversations. I really, really want to go. If money is a thing for you that's keeping you from registering, you should talk to your leaders. I'm just going to leave that there. World tour is important. We're building something. We built this together. Build is our theme, right? I have my toolbox. It kind of just went hand in hand. True leaders build other leaders. We are leaders when we begin to build leaders. I'm not trying to build more followers. I don't want that. I don't want that weight. If we're bottlenecking means we're not letting nobody pass us up. We're sabotaging. We're doing things that we don't want them to be better than us. I want everybody to be better than me. Guess what? When you fill the bowl with water and you're the boat on top, everything rises. Every ship, every boat, everything in that bowl will rise, including yourself. I don't want that weight. I don't want to create a bunch of followers. I want to create leaders that are going to help me carry this weight and continue to build. How can we build a strong foundation of trust that's solid without tools? The tools that allow our people to look at us and trust us and say, she's in this. Her heart is in this and she wants me to know. She's pouring out into me. How can you pour from an empty cup? Don't just be a sponge all the time. Oh, I'm on the training. Great, you're on all the trainings, but what are you giving back? Keep adding tools. The trainings are out there, you guys. YouTube, team pages, Sensi has them, books, podcasts. What are you doing in your car? Listening to Tupac and all this. I'm a Tupac. I'm Biggie. I'm all that. I'm about all that life, right? But when the kids are sports, what are you listening to? What's in your ear? Or you're just taking a nap in the car, making excuses why you don't have time to learn. There's no more excuses now, guys. There's no time for excuses. There's no reason for excuses because look, everything's at our fingertips and life is flying by, right? There's books, there's podcasts, there's trainings, there's social media. It's a choice. A well-equipped builder will be trusted and will be sought after. Do you want to be a sought-after leader? That's not my point. My point is this. Your people, when you speak, will listen because they know that your heart is there and they know that they can trust what you're saying. If you're just showing up and posting on your team page with no types of training, they're not going to trust you. Guess who they're going to trust? They're going to trust Katie. They're going to trust Ray Ray. We don't want to put that weight on our leaders. We want to be able to carry our weight and teach them how to carry their weight. How confident would you be following a blind man or woman? You'd be foolish too, right? Don't make your team feel like they were foolish to choose you as their sponsor. Exactly, Katie. The hungry ones will go with those who feed them. Oh, my team doesn't want to learn. Maybe because the culture is not of learning. Trust me, you're going to have those that don't want to learn. You're going to have those people that just check out, whatever. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the hungry ones that are waiting at the table because they don't have the natural leaderships and don't know where to start or don't know how to look. They're real people. Not everybody's a go-getter. Not everybody figures things out. If they never see you offering trainings, they're not going to trust you. How are they going to trust you to teach them how to lead if you're not even leading? I have a challenge for you as we begin to close this out. I want you to pick one area of opportunity in you as a leader. And I want you to focus in on that. I want you to zone in on it. I hope it's okay that I'm challenging Katie. I want you to pick one area of opportunity. Mine was club. And I want you to focus on it. And I want you to show your team starting tomorrow. you know what? This is my area of opportunity. I have been accepting the fact that I am just not good at this. And that was my standard. No more. I'm going to step into an area of opportunity that makes me feel uncomfortable and makes me feel a little like, ugh. I'm going to step into it. And I want you guys to watch my journey. And I want you to show them every post, every response, every text, everything you do in that area of opportunity that is giving you a step forward. And I want you to show them, because that's leadership. That's showing the way. That is going the way with them. Oh, she's saying that because, no, I'm saying that because this is my area of opportunity. I'm being transparent with you that this business isn't all rainbows and butterflies. I'm not good at everything, but I'm going to be good at this by the time I'm done. This will no longer be an area of opportunity for me. I'm turning this baby into a strength. I want you to do that, and I want you to show them how you're doing it. Tag me if you want. On Instagram, I'm Reez1980, REEZ1980. You don't have to follow me. I'm not, looking for followers. I'm encouraged. I'm excited if you guys do this. I want to see it. I want you guys to win. Before you know it, if you keep doing that, I think like Tori just said, if you keep picking an area of opportunity and then you make it a strength, area of opportunity, make it a strength, area of opportunity, make it a strength, your toolbox is going, I can't even pick this up, you guys. My planning is horrible. Look, your toolbox is going to have a whole bunch of tools before you know it. But it's intentional. And you have to be intentional to lead successfully. I love you guys. And I don't know, Katie, do you want me to wait for any questions? I don't think there's any questions, but I was so happy to be here with you guys. And I hope that this training in some way, somehow, nudged you a little bit, pissed you off a little bit. I don't care if it pissed you off. Use it to fuel, as fuel. I don't care if I pissed you off. I mean, like use it as fire. Oh, she talked about me not knowing how to. If it's rubbing you the wrong way, it's probably because it's true. All right, guys. I was blessed to be here with you guys tonight. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Ray Ray. Thank you guys for having me. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Reach out to me. And I'm an open book. Let's talk. Yes, Courtney, okay, let's piss you off. All right, girls. Have a great night, guys. Bye.